Hey guys, welcome to our farm. My name is Aaron.
I'm Rachel.
And today we're going to make kind of the ultimate video about how to brood chickens. And really this works with most types of poultry. Rachel and I have brooded hundreds of baby chickens, turkeys, quail, ducks, geese, and button quail. And so we've learned a few things along the way that have really helped us out to be successful. As an umbrella statement, I just want to say this is what works for us. If you're a pro watching this video, make sure you put some words of wisdom down below in the comments. Let's get going. I hear my chicks back there.
Those are your chicks.
Hopefully they didn't have too rough of a trip. Hopefully at this point you've already purchased your chicks or you've figured out where you're going to get them from, like Tractor Supply or your local farm store or something like that. We always recommend one of the mail ordered chicken hatcheries because you really get to choose exactly what you want. If you want chickens that lay certain eggs, or you want specific breeds. If you're in an urban area, you have zero use for a rooster, go with one of the mail order hatcheries. We prefer McMurray Hatchery. We work with them a lot and they just have fantastic customer service. If you go somewhere like Tractor Supply, their choices are limited and a lot of times they do what's called a straight run, which means you get males or females. You don't really know which one you're getting. So if you don't mind butchering roosters, then do whatever you want. But I just want to make sure if you only want egg laying chickens, only females lay eggs. So you have zero use for a rooster, especially if you're in an urban area. A lot of urban areas have laws against roosters because roosters are loud. They do crow. And no, they don't just crow in the morning, they crow all night long. So if you want to avoid having a rooster, make sure you order from one of the online hatcheries. They'll send you just females. It's fantastic. All right guys, before I dump this box, I wanted to take a look at it because it's still amazing to me that baby chicks could be shipped. Now in the box, there's all this, I don't know what kind of bedding this is, but it's to collect any poop. You'll see like these little like dark greenish blue blobs. Usually they put like a little gel that's got electrolytes and nutrients in it. So if your chicks' first few poops are like really dark green or weird green, then that's why. We had the 31 chicks kind of separated in each side. It's insulated. The way this works really well is that the amount of bodies in the box, those chicks keep each other warm. Elsa is so loud. So if you're getting a small number of chicks, you might have a heat pad in there or something like that. And that's to keep them warm and comfortable on their trip, because these might be shipping in February from somewhere in the northern United States. So it's got to go through a little bit of cold weather. So this box is pretty ingenious. You know, we have had very few problems with getting chicks this way. And so we just wanted to show you how this box works. Okay guys, so this is gonna be a typical setup for a brooder. We try to spread everything out because it really helps to spread out the manure when they are under the brooder, they go to the water, and they go to the food. It all kind of helps make it equally everywhere. So, man, and you can hear they're pretty dang loud. We just put them from the box into here, and so when they are chirping, when they're loud, it's telling you that they need something. They're a little bit stressed, they're super hungry, and they're super thirsty. So for the last hour, they have just been eating and drinking.
All right, you guys, when we're talking about brooders and containers that you're going to put your chicks in, you want to go ahead and pick something that is sturdy and that is high-walled, that's going to keep the predator pressure out and your cute little baby chicks in and safe. So one of the things that we use, this is just an old stock tank that we've had. We've used it many a time for all of the brooding needs that we've had, and it's just worked well for us. You don't have to be like us. You don't have to get a big stock tank. A simple container will do. You can do a simple tote, you can do a cardboard box, you can make something out of plywood. It's just going to have those high walls so that it has that protection around those chicks so they stay safe and so that there's no drafts that can get to them.
Another thing that you're going to want to think of is space. So kind of the recommendation is that each chick has like 7 square inches of room. So we're going to go a little bit bigger than that, and just think like the size of a slice of bread. So if you have 5 baby chicks, you're not going to need something like this. We have 31 baby chicks in here, so this fits our needs based on how many we have. So we don't have a lid on here right now, but eventually when they go outside, we're going to need some type of top for this, because the birds will start to be able to fly and jump fly. So we'll need something like hardware cloth or chicken wire top on here, something that has good ventilation but isn't going to allow drafts. If you put something solid on top of here, your chicks will suffocate, it won't give them good ventilation, it's not going to be good. So if you've got a tote or something like that, you're going to kind of have to jimmy rig some type of mesh top for that. Don't put the plastic top of a tote on top. Somebody will do that. Don't do it. Just please don't do that. Pretty please don't do that. These will end up as adults, and so you just need to be aware what you're getting into. We want to give you all the tools that you need to be successful, but you do have to weigh the consequences of your decision. If you're going to get 50 chickens and you live in an urban area and you have laws against that, you can't do that. You have to make decisions based on the size of your house, your lot, your zone, the laws that are in your area. So we can't make those recommendations for you because they're so diverse. But you do have to make sure that you check those things out before you make a commitment like this. We know chicks are fun and cute, but they are a responsibility. So just keep that in mind. Okay guys, so let's talk about bedding. Bedding is the absorbent carbonaceous stuff that's on the bottom of the brooder. Your chickens poop and pee out of the same hole. It's a poo-pee, okay? So they don't pee or poo they poopy. So it's kind of like a toothpaste consistency dropping that they're gonna leave everywhere. So you want something on the bottom that's going to help absorb that and contain the poopy. Our recommendation is to use pelletized horse bedding. It's pine sawdust that's heat treated and pressurized into little pellet shapes. It's really cheap. You can get it at your local farm supply or tractor supply store. It costs about $6 for 50 pounds of it. And it smells good. It's sterile because of the heat and the pressure treatment on it. So you're not bringing bacteria or molds or anything like that into your little brooder container. Other things you can use are shredded paper, pine shavings. There are things we don't recommend you use, like cardboard or newspaper on the bottom, because it's a really slick surface, and especially while your chicks' joints are developing, they can slip and have an injury.
All right, you guys, one of the most important things about raising your chicks is having the right kind of food. So in this little container, we have our food. So in this feed, these are just little crumbles. They're easy for the chicks to pick up. They have all the nutrition and the vitamins that they need in order for them to grow healthy and strong. And it's delicious and nutritious for your chicks. So we recommend getting it. There's 20% protein in here. And so yeah, they're just a bunch of crumbles that you put in their feeder. You do it daily or whenever it's low. And then if we take a look at our waterer, we just put a little tile down in order for it not to sink into all of the pellets. So it's just simple. We fill the water every day. The first day that they get here, we put, what is it called?
It's a broiler booster. It's like a powdered vitamin and electrolyte mix that we put in the water. That's why it looks like Gatorade. That's because that's what it is without the lemon flavoring. We make sure that they have enough water every single day. We don't want to let that go dry. Really, these chicks, since they've been in here, all they've been doing is eating and drinking. So they get, right now, all they can eat, food, all they can drink, water. The other important part of this is the brooder plate. The brooder plate is what provides the chicks with warmth. Basically, as the new chicken mom and dad, you have to mimic what their mother hen would do if they were hatched in nature. So you have to make sure they stay warm and fed and watered and clean and dry, all of those things. The heat given to the chicks, there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. Cheapest way is with the red bulbs and the lamps. You can easily get them at any tractor supply or farm store, but they have been known to cause fires. They can get really hot, and if you're using a dry bedding and they fall and break, they can cause fires. We have moved to this brooder plate. It plugs in, it gives a nice even heat. It's fantastic. It costs just a little bit extra. I think a new brooder plate cost about $39. Totally worth the investment. You will use it forever. You don't have to replace light bulbs. It gives them like a little shelter to duck under, just like their mom would do in the wild. The baby chicks just go underneath the wings, and that is essentially you're giving them safety and warmth with that brooder plate. We could go a lot into the science of like what temperature that they need at a specific time. We have never, ever had a thermometer with our chicks or our ducks or any of our little baby birds. The secret there is to make sure that they have enough room to move if they get too hot and enough warmth in a concentrated area that they can move to that area if they feel cold. We've never used a thermometer, and we've had a fantastic survival rate. So you can get super nerdy. We'll put all of these items in the link below, and if you feel like you need a thermometer just for your sanity, then use it. So the rule we've seen is 90 to 95 degrees for the first week, and then you decrease the temperature 5 degrees every week after that, which, I mean, we probably have time to monitor that, but we don't. The chickens seem to figure out what they need. Once they're able to keep warm enough, they just spend less and less time underneath the brooder and more time out in the open. Okay guys, so once your brooder is all set up, the question comes, where should I keep it? And we keep ours inside for the first few days to the first week. And Rachel really hates that we keep it inside because your chickens will become stinky. As they're small, they have tiny poops and they don't make that much of a mess. But these birds, these are meat birds, they grow like twice as fast. And so they will start to make a lot of mess really, really soon. But for most of us, the safest, most consistently warm place is going to be in our house. So especially for new chicken owners, you know, inside your house or outside in your garage is going to be the safest, most consistently warm place that you're going to be able to put your chickens. It's got to be safe. It's got to be safe from cats, dogs, toddlers. All of those will grab your chickens and not regret it. The important thing about having them close to you is being able to observe them constantly during the day, especially when they're tiny like this. Pretty soon your chicks will be like indestructible and can go outside. And here in our climate, we usually aim for them to go outside at about 2 or 3 weeks. Once they start getting them more adult feathers, they'll be warmer, they'll have more body mass, and they'll be able to tolerate fluctuations in temperature a lot better. But until then, they are house pets. You guys, we should probably talk about what happens if one of your chicks dies, and they will. One of ours was dead on arrival, and there's just nothing that you can do about that. In the first few days that you have chicks, nature is going to take 1 or 2 chicks. So don't be hard on yourself. The great thing about ordering from a place like McMurray Hatchery is they have a livability guarantee, where for the first 72 hours, if something happens to that chick, they will send you another chick, a replacement chick, or give you a credit for a later time. I don't know about Tractor Supply, I don't know about your local farm store, but that's really why we like going through McMurray Hatchery. The customer service is fantastic. It's next to none. Is that the right word?
We love them.
See, none of that is rocket science. Your success will depend on kind of putting all of those things together and monitoring your baby chicks. We're not going to talk about sickness or illness in this video because most sicknesses and illnesses at this stage are non-reversible. We would not take one of our baby chicks to the vet. That would just like, this sounds really harsh, but we could buy like 30 more baby chicks if we
For a vet.
For one vet visit. Okay, so it sounds harsh, but that's the truth. We wish you so much luck on your new chicken adventure. If you have questions that you don't feel can be answered in the comments, they're more detailed, please email us at 4kidsonafarm@gmail.com or leave us a message on Instagram or something like that. We're really, really good at getting back to people. This is the most exciting phase of raising chicks. We just love this. They grow really, really fast and it's really enjoyable. The kids love it. Before you know it, these guys will be outside eating grass, scratching around, growing up. It's gonna be great. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with somebody who's gonna be a new chicken parent. Make sure you click that notification bell. We have lots of chicken adventures and a lot of homesteading going on here. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.